Whether you really love drawing flowers or you've always wanted to draw flowers, stick around because that is exactly what's coming up. Hey guys, what's up? My name is Shada. Welcome to another Floral Doodles video. This is part 2 in our little series on beginner floral drawings. If you haven't seen part 1, we did these mini doodles, very floral and cute, but you can certainly jump in right here because this is still really beginner friendly content, and today we're just going to get just a little bit more detailed. Now, if you are still struggling with your florals, I should mention I do give out worksheets on Patreon, so you can head over there after the video. It's part of our monthly bonus content that you can get for a few bucks. You certainly don't need the worksheets. We're gonna go through everything together, but just a thought. And I should also mention that this month on Patreon, we've launched a $10 tier. And so now you can get access to a live monthly art class with me where you can ask questions and get answers. So take a look at that on Patreon as well, because we're super excited about this. Okay, let's draw some flowers together. And once all 3 of these videos are out, I will link a playlist so that you can easily get to videos 1 and 3. So my friends, here is the work that we did in the first video. These are my little mini floral doodles. They're very two-dimensional. They're a great place to start your drawing practice, or if you've been drawing for a long time, they are just fun and cute. And today we're going to build on those skills and draw some flowers that are a little more detailed. You're going to want to have a pencil. I like a mechanical pencil, and then a fine liner like a Pigma Micron. I'm using the 03 for most of this. So let's jump right in. My first flower starts with a little lumpy circle. Then you're going to do a petal at the top and the bottom, and then one on each side. From there, you can tuck petals into the corners and maybe darken the stamen in the center. You can also add a little bit of line shading, but you don't need to do the lines. I'll add maybe a couple leaves to this flower, maybe some rounded leaves and then some tiny leaves for extra detail. And that's my kind of basic, I call it my basic 4-petal flower, even though there's 8 petals, but it's just this big open flower. It could be a poppy. It doesn't really matter what kind of flower it is. I'm going over it in pen so you can really see. You want to wiggle your pen a little when you're drawing those petals. It just helps them not be too smooth, not too perfect. And then adding just that little bit of line shading where the petals meet or right near the center of the flower can give the flower this look of it's a little textured, it's natural, it's not too smooth, it's not too perfect. So this is where I begin drawing a more complicated flower. Now this one is facing the viewer. It's sort of dead on. Everything is even. Let me draw an example. If this flower is a circle, the center is right in the middle. It's in the center, and that means all the petals are the same size. But if we do a flower on an angle, we're going to start with an oval, and we're going to place the center down lower. You can see as I fill this one in, I've got the same flower I just drew, but if I fill in this guide, I've got a flower that has this very, very shallow front petal. And that helps me draw flowers that look like they're facing away from the viewer or coming towards the viewer. It gives me some more depth, some more perspective. And that's kind of what we're going to work through as we talk about some different flowers in this video. And don't be scared. We always start with a guide. We always start in pencil. And that's what I love about drawing. You can always erase it. So there's that same flower that we just did for the first one. But for this second one, I've got these 3 petals that are quite similar shape and size. And then this front one is much shallower. And I might even add a little extra bit where the petal is turned up and you can actually see the underside. We'll talk about that a bit more in a second. I can add some stems and branches to join them together, add some nice big floppy leaves, and then we've got this really dimensional flower. Now, see this front petal, you can see the underside curling up. I just drew a petal shape, doesn't matter what shape, and then I added a little lip. I just added a little border. That's all there is to it. You're the artist, you get to decide the shape of everything. So don't worry about it, don't stress. Adding a bit of line shading can also help these flowers sort of jump off the page. It makes everything look a little more three-dimensional. It gives the look that things are receding towards the stamen, and line shading is not difficult to do. For our third flower, we're going to draw paper whites. I love paper whites. They're these bright white, tiny little blossoms. I'm going to draw them with 5 petals. I tend to simplify things. I start with a little cluster of circles. You can also do lines to help you place your petals if that helps you to have a bit of a guide. And I'm going to do a cluster of these flowers joined by stems, but some of them are going to have a more shallow front petal, just like I did with the first or the second flower. We'll start with those large open paper whites. We've got these 5 petals that are all equal, but then this one over here has the shorter petal in the front, and it just looks like 4 petals, and that's fine. As I said, simplify, simplify, simplify. Now I joined all the flowers with some branches, added a few leaves and buds, and the paper white really comes together. Just like we did in video 1, I'm going to darken these leaves, and darkening the leaves helps me create contrast in a black and white image. The blossoms look really bright and white, and the leaves look like dark and green, even though they're black. We'll get rid of all our pencil marks, maybe add just a touch more line shading or thicken those stems, and that is the paper white. Our next flower is a lily, and we're going to draw those 3 petals. They all kind of are pointed oval shapes. And then the front 2 petals, we're going to illustrate much smaller or more shallow. Do a semicircle with some lines sort of bursting out of it for the stamen. And then we'll add a curving stem, maybe 1 or 2 thin leaves. The lily has these long, thin leaves, and then maybe we could do a bud if you have room for it. Let's go over this in pen. We've got these 3 big pointed petals at the back, 2 much smaller, more shallow ones at the front, a curving line very near to those front petals, and then this burst of lines with little dots on the end of them to make up that lily stamen. I'm going to do the stem and a bud and some very thin leaves. And again, I'm darkening the leaves to create contrast. The lily, like the other flowers we've drawn, looks like it's sort of bursting forward, and it looks like it's kind of turning towards the viewer. And we've done that by shortening those front petals. Next, I want to try drawing a daisy, kind of like a Gerber daisy with a big burst of petals. I'm going to do 2 circles where I'll place the flowers, and then I'll mark the center of the circle. Now this first one, the center is very much in the middle, and it's just nice and helpful to have that outer circle there as a guide, so you know where each petal is going to end and one side of the flower doesn't get really big and weird. Then for the second one, we're going to drop that stamen or the center of the flower down, so it's no longer in the middle, it's down lower. And then again, the outer circle creates a guide, and you can see exactly how big those petals need to be. The ones in front are going to be much shorter, and the ones along the back are much longer. But it works. It's going to look like the flower is sort of coming towards the viewer, the same way the lily does. Going over all these petals in pen, you can see that each petal is very imperfect. The ends are a little ragged, some of them are square, some of them are jagged. We don't want things to look too smooth or too perfect, since these flowers are natural items. The more perfect we make them, the more weird they tend to look, so keep everything a little raggedy. I'll get rid of all my pencil lines, and now you can see I've got this nice grouping of 3 flowers. I decided to add that third one in. I'll place a few more petals in wherever I kind of feel like I need one more, definitely in there. And yeah, I think it looks good. I'm going to add a bit of line shading. I find just adding a broken line down the center of some of the petals can help them look a little more textured, again, just a little more natural. And then I like to join them all with a few stems. And for the Gerber daisy, you can add some little leaves as well. And I just do the leaf by adding a stem with a bunch of little pointed ovals along it. You can add just a slight bit more line shading at the center of each flower, and then it's all done. Next up, we're drawing wax flowers. These are the tiniest, sweetest little flowers that we often have available to us here in Canada from the florist in winter time. So I love them. They are a winter flower. And I'm drawing them as they have a large round stamen and then 4 petals. But like the other flowers, some of those petals you're going to shorten. Some of the blossoms will have all these equal petals. And then some of the flowers will be in profile, meaning you don't even see the center of the flower. If you can do a combination of all those things, you're going to have a wax flower plant that looks really dynamic, I guess, really natural. Some of the flowers are opening up towards the viewer, some are almost facing away, and some are angled. And as I go over this in pen, you can really see how I've incorporated all of those. Some of these flowers, the petals are all equal, 4 equal petals. Other ones, they have a shortened front petal, and then other ones still, you don't even see the rounded stamen in the center. You just see petals because the flower is angled away, or it's in a side profile. Now the wax flower has these tiny little leaves. They almost look like pine needles, and that's what I'm adding in here. And a big cluster I think looks really cute. Okay, next we are going to draw a proper Icelandic poppy. The poppy has an intricate stamen and these big floppy petals. Now for the stamen, you can see I began with a circle. Then I do a circle of lines with little dots on the end. And I'm also drawing in these big floppy petals, and we're going to talk a little bit about this as I go over it in pen. Some are flopping down and away. One is sort of growing up towards the stamen. But this second one that I'm drawing is going to be just a nice big open flower. So everything is much more even. I begin with that funny stamen. I do 4 equal petals, tuck 4 more kind of in the corners, add a stem and maybe a bud, and it's really simple. So you don't always have to do every flower, turning this way and that. One can be very open and even, and the other one can be the one that has the shortened front petal or the front petal turning up. So they don't all have to be as detailed or as difficult. This one here, you can see I've got my big funny stamen, that fanning out of lines with all these little black dots on the end. And then for this one, that front petal is actually turned up. So it's very short and it's a different shape, and it's curling up towards the stamen and curling away from the viewer. So that's what we're trying to draw there. I'm going to add 2 buds to the illustration. And then I want to also add some lines. I wouldn't even say this is shading. I just think the lines are a beautiful part of the drawing, and they help to show the strange floppy nature of these petals, because when I add the lines, I continue to draw the shape of each petal, and I sort of show the shape, and I show that the shape of each petal is weird, and that it's curving, and that it's falling and flopping. So that's what I'm trying to show here. And I also just think it looks really fun and pretty to have all those lines as part of your illustration. I'll finish my poppies with a bit of line shading. I like to do some thin broken lines right near the center to show that the flower is kind of receding towards the center at the stamen. Everything's a little lower. And I'll also place some line shading where the petals meet, showing that those upper petals are casting a bit of a shadow on the petals below. So that's what I'm thinking about as I add that little bit of line shading. The next flower is interesting. We're going to draw a daffodil, but we're going to create dimension while also having it be a little bit 2D. So I start with this 5-petal flower, and then I do a circle in the center, but the circle's very jagged, kind of like a crown. Let's go over it in pen. So I've got this jagged circle on center with a little curved line at its base. Then I have these 5 equal petals, and I'll add my stem and maybe some big leaves. And that center part of the daffodil actually pokes out. It's like a trumpet, but you can't see it because of the way I've drawn this. We're sort of facing this flower. So what I'm trying to do is add enough line shading to make the daffodil look 3-dimensional. I want to add lots of little broken lines going in the direction of each petal. I'm going to darken the center. I'm going to add a little bit of line shading right on center there, and I think that the daffodil really pops. Our final drawing is a peony, and for this 3-dimensional flower, I like to start with the shape of a bowl, and then I place a little circle in there, and that will be its stamen. The peony has that big, crazy stamen. And then I add these petal shapes in, but I'm using that initial little bowl sketch to help guide me. And then I do these big floppy petals all around, add a stem and a couple leaves. Let's maybe reshape some of this a little, shall we? So in the front, we have this tiny petal that's facing upwards. And then we have these 3 other petals. I'm going to go over it in pen. Now I did add a stem and I added a little bud, which is really just a circle with these 3 little leaves at the base of it. And I added 1 big floppy leaf as well. So we've got these 3 large floppy petals around the stamen in the center. And then at the front, we have this 1 tiny little petal that is sort of curving up towards center. Then bordering those inner petals, we have these other 4 big floppy petals, and it's good to wiggle the pen a little so they're not too smooth. Then in the middle where I initially drew that circle, we just want to create this scribbly area because that is the stamen for the peony, this big yellow, it looks like a dandelion in there. And then I'll add a little bit of line shading as I've done on some of the other ones. Again, for the line shading, I like to follow the shape or the direction of each petal and darken the leaf. Okay, and then when we look at all of these floral doodles as a whole, sometimes you want to go back and add even a little bit more line shading, at least if you're like me. I tend to prefer a little more line shading, but you certainly don't need to get crazy with it. And that's that. This is part 2. We've taken our floral doodles to the next level. We've added a bit more perspective and dimension, a little more detail to get a really, specific flower to look like itself. And remember, if you want to check out number 1 in this series, I will link to that. And on Friday, you can access the 3rd video, which is where we put all of these floral doodles together. As well, patrons of the channel can get a little extra help with today's floral doodles by downloading and printing my worksheets. Head over there for access to all the channel bonus content. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you'll hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you soon with a new tutorial.